My government will reach out to all segments of Singapore society to understand your perspectives, to share ideas and concerns with you, to work with you to come up with plans and programs which will benefit all of us. And I think there are many concerned Singaporeans who are thinking about this, even after the elections, with critical but thoughtful views. They don't agree with everything the government has done or is doing, but they understand, acknowledge the good work and the progress, and they are concerned that we should make things better and not throw the baby out with the bathwater. And a good number of people like this have written to MPs, to ministers. I've received quite a number myself. Thoughtful, cogent, extended presentations of why they think things turned out as they did, what they think we should do now. And I think that people like this give hope that Singaporeans want the country to progress, and there are people who are prepared to come forward and to make our system work better. So I encourage all those who have written to us in this spirit to come forward, whether online or in real life, and help to strengthen the constructive climate of opinion so that your government can do right for you and do right for Singapore. And I think in person, face-to-face, on TV, we know how to do it. Engagement online, I think we need to learn to do it better. It's not easy to do, but it's important because the digital media is continuing to grow in importance. 5 years ago, YouTube was insignificant. Facebook didn't exist. All you had was Mr. Brown. Today, Mr. Brown has a lot of competition. We in government have a lot of competition, and we have to be able to operate in that space. It's not easy because it's anonymous, it's chaotic, it's unfiltered, unmoderated, and so the medium lends itself to many negative views and ridiculous untruths, any number of them. I won't repeat one because otherwise you may misunderstand and think it's true. But if you just open at random, you will see them, and we have to do our best to counter this, to prevent untruths from circulating and being repeated 5, 10, 20 times, from leading people astray, and after a while, you've heard it so often, you can't remember where you saw it, but it must be true. But it's not. So, our ministers have to get better at this. And you know many ministers are blogging now, Facebook, and they have to communicate in a different medium and convey nuance, policy, intentions, explanations in a more personal way, engaging people. But it's not just the ministers doing this, the government as a whole has to be more active and adept, engaging Singaporeans online. We can't be in every corner of cyberspace because there's a lot of cowboy towns out there. But there must be places which grow where people recognize that these are places which are reliable, where you can have an open debate, where different views are expressed, but it's balanced. And if you go there, you know that, well, to start off with, you can assume that it will make some sense. Whether it's right or wrong, you have to consider, but it's not rubbish. So we've got to get there, be in cyberspace, and use it constructively to explain issues, to shape opinions, to rally support, and to make Singapore work better. I'm very encouraged that Singaporeans are engaging, but I'm even more encouraged that they're going beyond giving views in order to come forward and actually to work with one another and with the government on projects which matter to them and which are good for Singapore. And I give you a couple of examples because I think that's the most vivid way to convey what are the things which Singaporeans are getting together and doing and getting mobilized on. One of them is the KTM railway line. The land we took back on the 1st of July, and we are creating a green corridor along the railway land. And there are many views outside encouraging the government to make this a beautiful green corridor to add to the amenities of living in Singapore. And MND and URA and me, we are very keen on this. So URA has been carrying out an extensive public consultation. Koh Boon Wan is in charge, but Tan Juan Jin, I think, has been personally focused on this and talking to the different nature groups and civic groups outside, looking for creative ways to preserve the green spaces without affecting the development potential of the land which can be developed. Because there are lands which can be developed and which should be developed, because they are very valuable. But the strip of the railway, I think we can do something interesting with that. And we've got many bright ideas, some from students, some from architects, some from design professionals, and they've sent them to us. They want to use some sections as creative arts and performing spaces. They want to develop a leisure corridor, link them to our park connector network. And there are some pictures which you can see. This is Sungai Pang Sua. This is a canal. The actual railway line is just beyond the trees, but we can transform this, and here's one proposal to make it look like this. So the amenities will be for the residents, for Singaporeans. The canal becomes a meandering stream, and the houses behind, well, the property value is likely to go up. But I think that's good. There's another proposal from a recent architecture graduate from NUS, Ms. Regina Koo, who put some effort into designing a project also around the same area, and her proposal is to build this structure which she calls a velo park, which means it's a center for bicycle activities. So you have bikeways, you have bicycle rental stalls, a club, a bike cafe. You can go in and have a bite on your bike. And it's creative, it's imaginative, and I hope we get many more bright ideas like this, and then we will have a range, a menu to choose from. And when we have a decision taken and the plans are settled, I hope the interest groups which are engaged in this will actively participate in implementing the projects. So don't just tell us what to do, help us to do it.